Taco swept, pear swept. What a good day.
Hello YouTube faithful! Today is going to be an impactful video, so if you are not interested in learning anything today, I suggest you click away because I'm going to give you the picks, I'm going to give you the tricks, I'm going to do my best to help you get this dub. Yesterday I gave you guys the taco pairs, Cash It, Tyrese Maxey, Cedric Coward's RA was another one for 2.25x. And I also took Jaylen Brown and Tyrese Maxey under because sometimes you just got to trust the model, man. It's scary. Now, yesterday in the live stream, I told you guys about my second half method in live betting, putting it to the test, and it smashed the second half yesterday because the second half method feeds. And that is what I do in my live streams. I teach you guys what is up. We build lineups. Look at this beautiful lineup. Aaron Gordon. No one was on Aaron Gordon yesterday's points. Soared over. Scotty Barnes RA. Lauri Markkanen cash. Kyle Filipowski cash. Chet Holmgren. I told you guys about Chet Holmgren yesterday, didn't I? Pivot off of the Hartenstein chalk. Bang. Go to Chet Holmgren. Same game, easier path. He cashed. Hartenstein didn't because of a blowout. It happens. The popular play tab yesterday hit a donut, okay? You're not going to be able to live off that popular play tab all of NBA season. You will go broke. Trust me when I tell you. So Bonus would have cashed sweat freaking free if he didn't have foul trouble. He had 12 RA and like 20 points and he only played 22 minutes. Why? He got foul trouble. He fouled out. And I sat through and watched that game, and it was a poverty game because the referees just blew the whistle all night long, except for Jokic. So today we're going to talk about some picks. Some of them are going to be obvious. Some of them aren't going to be so obvious. That is what I want to do with this video, okay? I don't want to just come on here and be like, oh, okay, guys, take Luka, take Alexander, take Fox, take Cade Cunningham, nah. I want to try to get your guys' brains firing. Another thing too, Curry cost everybody coin. I've been telling you guys this. Don't give the Warriors any of your hard-earned coin until Steve Kerr shows that he respects your coin. You understand? Until he shows that he is willing to respect your coin, they're banned. The whole franchise, top to bottom. Now, all of these plays are not bad plays. They're not. They're brain dead, obvious plays. That's why they're so popular. But the problem is, once they become popular, you know that they've been hitting 4 or 5 times, they're going to be due regression. That is why it seems like it happens when you finally get on them, which is why I have the phrase, if you don't have a ticket for this train, you don't get to go on it. What does that mean? If you haven't been riding Josh Giddey's RA, no pause required, for the last 4 times when he was green, you don't get to hop on him 6-7 games later and hope to catch that train, because that is how you run into regression walls. You want to be ahead of the curve. So let's say if Giddey does chalk tonight, or Knipple, okay, which I gave you guys in the last video, and I'm taking him again today, then you know that you're already on house money. It shouldn't be affecting your ROI that much, because if it's every player is an individual stock, you think of it like that. Okay, so you buyed low on Khan. Now he's getting to the top of his range. The value is minimal, but we're still taking it, okay, until we're forced off the train. Luka is normally at 34-35 points. This is the most popular play in America because he's Luka number 1. He's their entire offense. Obviously, there's more pieces, but you know what I'm saying. But OKC is the best team in the league and the best defensive team. They suffocate other teams. Can Luka get it done? Sure. What I like for Luka as a pivot, which when I talk about pivots, it means what can we find from the person that is in the same game, an easier path or a different line that allows me to get exposure to the same thing. And that would be Luka's 3.5 3-pointers made. I think his 2.5 3-pointers made is a great square. It should be hitting. I think he's going to have a hard time driving into the paint with the defense. I think the perimeter should be able to be open for him to shoot some threes. Plus, if the game script goes our way, they should be needing to shoot threes. He should be having to hit that. And if you were to pair it with any random square, it pays you 2.25x. So Luka Doncic 2.5 3-pointers made is already in the mix, guys. It's the same. Like, what? How does you have to think about these squares like this? How does his path to 30.5 points go over? He's going to be hitting 3-pointers. He's going to need at least 3 of them, in my humble opinion. Okay. Now I could come on here every day and give you 5 goblins, put in a lineup, power it, and we would be successful most of the time. When I give you these plays, I assume that you guys are going to take alternate lines lines or do whatever have you to make it worth your while. I can't come on here. Every video I put out is already 30 minutes as is, most likely, which most of you guys, I know, I see it. You can't even sit through a 30-minute video. How are you going to sit through an hour of slip construction and everything else? You can't, which is why I do it on live stream, which is why I do that. It's not because I'm gatekeeping or whatever, but it's just because it's easier to do that. There's less people. It's more hands-on. That is how it is. So we are going to talk about my favorite play today, and I'm going to give you a pivot, which is Jamie Jaquez. Everyone's going to be on him. He's on the popular play tab. The problem is this spread is scary, but look at his PRA, 27.5. Do we like it? Yes. Is it a good play? Yes. I liked his fantasy score better because he has steal and block equity up the wazoo. It was 32.5. It's now 33.5. Now, I'm still working on today's sheet because the news is dropping, but I want to show you, this is from 2 days ago. Jamie Jaquez, his fantasy point per minute is 1.2. His usage rate is 20%. 20%! And they're missing players, so it's going to be higher. And in addition to that, Cleveland is sitting a bunch of people, so Jaquez should have his way. This is what we're going to do. We're going to take 1.2 fantasy point per minute. By the way, today's sheet will be posted later on. These are posted every single day in my Discord, which is behind the paywall, linked with Dub Club. You get a projection for their fantasy scores, okay? You get their last 5, all that stuff, but the usage rates, the fantasy points per minute, and the differentials. The other day, this smashed. You take the top 5, you won 25x. Okay, today's will be done shortly. Yesterday's was good too. It wasn't as good as this one, but Clowney cashed, Claxton cashed, Jock Londale cashed. A lot of people cashed, okay? And there was a couple of blowouts like Sabonis, but we are going to go old school. We are going to take Jaquez 1.2 fantasy points per minute. His average minutes is 30. Hold that thought, comment guy. 1.2, multiply it times 30, bang, it's 36. Okay, so if he plays an average tonight of 30 minutes, his fantasy point per minute calculates everything he could possibly do. We're going to get a spike in usage without those guys. If he plays 30 minutes on average, he's hitting 36 fantasy score, man. It's that simple. Now, I take this formula, I calculate their fantasy point per minute in a proprietary formula and with the projections, and I put them all together, so I add a little bit of a twist to this. It's not just this, but I add some other things in there. But this is the general basic idea. So we know at 33.5, we got a 2.5 point differential. We're watching his line bump in real time. We know it's a good play. Now, if he doesn't get 30 minutes, well, then chalk it. Money equals minutes. Minutes equals money in the NBA, guys. There's no way around that. It's a good play. I'm not going to show you the analytics on Outlier or Pick Finder. Just take my word for it. It's solid. Now, what I am going to do is I'm going to show you the pivot. The pivot is the same game, easier path that exists for every player. So everyone's going to be on him. What is somewhere that we could go where no one may be looking at and they've already bumped it because of course they have? Where is it? Oh no, they didn't. Well, yeah, they did. 2 lines up there. Mr. Ware's rebounds. Okay, I took this the other day. His RA, it was sweat free versus Cleveland. Now he's going back with even less people in his way. The rebounds should be hitting. 16 in the same spot, and Mobley's out today. He was in 16. He held his own. It's a pivot off of Jaquez. Now, I like Jaquez better, obviously, but this can't be ignored, okay? His RA would be okay too, but at 10.5, it cannot be ignored. You could take 9.5. I know it's scary, and again, the priority is Jaquez, but I want you guys to think like this. If you think like this, I promise you, you'll be successful. So, if everyone's taking, and you're like, Kev, well, why does it matter if everyone's taking Jaquez? Well, dude, because it does matter. And the reason is because by the time everyone knows about it, it's time for the player to regress. It's not that it's a bad play. It's just that by the time everyone knows about it, you know he's going to dip below his season average and probably chalk that line. It also means that the line is going to be at the highest it's ever been. So these are things that not a lot of people, quote unquote, cappers are going to tell you because they don't even know. I've been doing this for so long, dude. I don't care about a losing week or a bad month. It all evens out in the wash, guys. I know the formulas and the processes here. My only goal and job is to teach you that. And the younger generation, I had a guy in my own Discord, guys, took under Brunson 26.5 points yesterday for $150 going against my advice. I said Brunson's dropping 30. I told people that in my Discord last night at 3 a.m. I said he's dropping 30. I gave the overnight lineup. I will show you right now. Let's show you. So we're in the Discord. We're going to go to Captain Slips. And this was the overnight slip. Coward, Brunson, Nicholas Claxton. Free square, hook. And you want to know what? Watch this, chat. Look at this. 2 hands on the ball and fouled. That's not a team defensive rebound. That is a rebound for coward. By definition, NBA's own rules, even if there is a foul call, if both hands are on the ball and a possession is established, it's a rebound. Right there, that's a rebound. The foul is irrelevant. It should have went to him. He should have cashed. Sabonis had the same exact thing happen to him and they counted it. I watched that Sabonis game. Ridiculous. I wish I had the clip pulled up, but I don't. I show you this because I knew the night before that Brunson was in a low spot. Why? The match above it? No. Buying low. Brunson at 25.5 because he had 3 games where he hadn't dropped 30 in a minute. We know that we're buying low on his stock and it went berserk. 32. Was it a sweat? Yeah, because of the blowout, but then it turned out to be sweat free. He cashed over 30 and this hook was dreadful, especially when you see that rebound. But I gave you the taco pair at the Goblin. This is why Goblins are important. They have their place, comment guy. 2.25x as well as Maxi's points assist, which was featured on this video yesterday. And you can see here they were posted the night before right there for you guys. And if you did flex it, you got your money back. Or if you take 2-mans or the Goblins, you would have cashed. I'm showing you this because the guy went against me and took under 26.5 and he was celebrating. He was so confident about it. And what was his read?
He hasn't hit that line in 2 for 17.
That doesn't matter, brother. It doesn't. It doesn't matter what he did against Memphis. They're a totally different team, a totally different pace of play, totally different coaching staff. Everything is different. So don't get bogged down in that nonsense. Trust the process, guys. Look for buy low, sell high. Sell high. What is a sell high spot? I'm going to give this to you. I didn't want to talk about this, but they already bumped it down because when it comes to finding the buy low and buy high spots, you're never going to find somebody that's more gifted at this than me. And I know I don't like to talk good about myself like that, but I'm just giving you the God's honest truth, man. Like, I can look at this board and I know, okay, that is too high and that is too low based just on that. Why? Because I put in 80 to 100 hours a week doing this every single week. This is my full-time job of producing content for this stuff. I take this deadly serious. Win, lose, or draw, I don't care. I know I'm helping people with their process. The picks aren't always going to be right. Of course they're not, because players are the players, the invisible hand theory. However, the principles stay the same. I liked Joker under 27.5 points. Why? Take a look. It's just like 35, 32, 26, 33, 34. So his points at 27.5. That's the highest it's been in a while, except for when his players got ruled out the other day when it moved to 28.5. He's on a back-to-back. He's facing the Clippers on the road. It should be a spot where, not that he hits regression, but I would just expect him to maybe drop 25, get 12 rebounds and 10 assists and move on, especially if they blow them out, which I'm hoping it's a close game. But that is why I took under 27.5. Now it's at 26.5. I'll leave it alone. If anything, I might take over and middle the bet. Okay. I also think his PRA is in play. Why? Because if you do take under his points, you could cash one, cash the other, or you could chalk both, obviously. But this PRA is lower than it should be, considering that his points was at 27.5. But forget that for now. We have other things to discuss. So Khan Knipple, 18.5 points. He has been a wagon of wagons. Yet last game he dropped 13 in the first half. He barely got there in the second half, gave us 19. The Bucks, who are they missing? One of the best players in the league. Who's going to step up? I'll tell you right now. Rollins, Kuzma, Turner, those guys are going to step up. I am tempted to take over on Kyle Kuzma's points. I just can't find it in me. But Sexton, Bridges, and Khan, all 3 of these guys are in the mix. Now, Khan's the popular one because he's been cashing, specifically his points assist or PRA. His point goblin is mint, okay? It's absolutely okay. Miles Bridges points at 23.5. I think he's going to grab around 22 to 24. You can see his ceiling is 34. If his shot goes in, he's cashing 23.5 points. And then Colin Sexton hasn't sniffed 19 points, 17 points in a minute, 13, 17, 10, 9, 19. I don't really like Sexton that much, but I could see him being the pivot off of Khan. I could see Khan going red and Sexton going green because nobody's on him. And this is how you want to be thinking about this stuff, guys. Even KJ Simpson over here at 7.5 points. I could see that going green. Now, are those like core plays? No, Luka over 2.5 3-pointers made, core play. Yami Jaquez, core play, fantasy score. That's a 2-man right there for you. Now, when we have a 12-game slate, look at this. They already gobified. I put my plays out on Dub Club, and then they literally by the time I get around to build this YouTube and do my own lineups, everything's gobified, bumped. It's ridiculous. But I'm going to use Onyx later. I'm going to build a 25x lineup for 400 today on live stream, and I'm going to build a 4-man power on parlay play for this video. Tumani Kamara was someone who I did want to talk about, but now that his Goblin is 11.5, probably going to be off of it, to be honest. I think I got that line at 11.5 before it was a Goblin, maybe 12.5. He projects for 13. Everyone's going to be on Denny Avija, but I also don't like targeting the Pelicans game. And I know that this isn't a normal video and my structure's all over the place. I'm trying to teach here. I don't want you guys to be so reliant on just like a spoon feed. You can get that by going on any random Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff, guys. And it's for the majority of the time, it's going to be nonsense. The next guy that we're going to talk about is Sabonis. Now, he let everybody down yesterday, myself included, but he got in foul trouble. He's going to be fresh. Who's going to stop him? Okongwu? Maybe Porzingis? Doubtful. Sabonis should eat in this spot. I like his RA again. I like his fantasy score. And this was yesterday's sheet, and we're going to do some math. We're going to do some math again, okay? Sabonis, 1.2 fantasy point per minute. Usage rate, 21%. Average minutes, 33, and that is a conservative projection, okay? But let's take 1.2, multiply it times 33, and we get 39.6, giving us a 1 point differential. Not that sexy. I agree, comment guy, I agree. But 38.5 fantasy score, it still clears. And I also like his, all right, I liked this yesterday. Why wouldn't I like this today? We liked it yesterday. Notice he's not popular today because he let everyone down. If you want to take the floor version at 14.5, I think you could. His fantasy score gives you access to all of it. His points, rebounds are fine. So bonus should eat in this spot. And then if you want a 1v1 optimal run back, I would be looking at Dyson Daniels, chat. His assist has gone green for me the last 4 greens, and no one's talking about this. 8, 13, 8, 6, 3. Now, I'm actually going to take the time to show you guys this real quick, but look at the assist, okay? And I want to show you the only stat that matters when calculating assists, and that is the potential assist. 13, 24 potential assists, 16, 7. Now, if you add in Nickeil Alexander-Walker, who's playing today, it goes down, obviously, but he was still clearing. His potential assists plummet when he's on the court, but look, he still had 16 versus Toronto when he was in the mix, okay? 16 potential assists. 24, 13, 7. If he's going to be dishing the ball like this, I want to get ahead of it. So for these numbers, guys, 5.5 is just way too low. Now, even if he gets 8 or 7 potential assists, or all the way down here at his floor, 6 and 6, mind you, Trae Young was here. Trae Young's out. Guys, we could be on the precipice of something big here. This was a blow. Like, if he's going to get 10 potential assists tonight, how do we not take him over 5.5? Look at the assists allowed. They're ranked 25th. Versus shooting guards, they're ranked 28th. And the other thing is we get Sabonis as a 1v1, so if the game shoots out, it's gonna be good for us. Now, this is why I like to use these. I don't care what did he do versus head-to-heads. I couldn't care less, dude. I don't care what he did head-to-heads against them, but I'll look for you guys. He only had 4 in 2024. That means a hill of beans, comment guy. It don't matter. Remember that NSYNC song? It doesn't matter. That's how I feel about that. Doesn't matter. Jalen Brunson's 2 for 17 against Memphis, Cat. What, did you close your eyes when you made that lineup? What were you thinking? Cash it, 32, Burger. Just like I said he was dropping 30. Not 26, not 27. I said 30. He's dropping 32. You can cash that all day long, buddy. So Dyson Daniels, there's still some meat on this bone, comment guy. 5.5 assists. If you don't want to take the assists, you can take his fantasy score. Why? He has block and steal equity, man. He just does. Turn 2.5 blocks and steals. 1.5 steals is an elite play. It's not going to pay much, but we got to get out of the habit of, oh, well, it doesn't pay much. Doesn't matter. Increase the unit. Equity is equity. Profit is profit. My man at 1.5 steals or 2.5 blocks and steals is always in the mix. This is 2.5. If we put it at 1.5, you won't find another green square like this. 2 steals is hitting. The only fly in the ointment is it's a bad micro matchup and a bad macro matchup. What does that mean? Macro is the full team, micro is versus the position. But I don't over calculate this in the micro matchups because steals are just one of those things, man. And you know what the type of ball handlers, look at this. Brown, Edwards, DiVincenzo, AJ Mitchell, and Moses Moody all went over 1.5 steals versus these guys. They all covered. You're telling me Dyson Daniels won't? Maybe he won't, but we got options. You got the assists, and you got the 1.5 steals, guys. Now, this is a long video, and I'm going to reward you that stayed here. I do have a discount to get you into the Dub Club, the projections, the slips, the daily prop list, all of it. I'm giving you guys, new members, a 40% discount to try it out. If you stayed this long, you will get blessed. But first, we are going to build a lineup, comment guy, but I want to show you guys some, because I am going to be posting on Instagram and Twitter. I need you guys to follow me on Twitter. I am Captain Crush, and Instagram, Real Captain Crush, so I can do my giveaway. Instagram is where I will be doing my giveaways. I do Flex Friday every Friday in my Discord. I will also be doing a public Flex Friday. Every Friday, I give away 100 to 150, sometimes more. You get a total free roll out of my pocket. That's me giving back to my community. Now, I want to show you guys something because my feed, because I've been pushing back on this nonsense, but my feed on Twitter, I want you guys to see what the scam is. NBA Play of the Day 11, best run. My bot will send this to everyone who likes, must be following. So what they're doing now is asking you to follow, and then they're telling you to DM them. They're DMing half one side and the other half the other side. That way half is happy. They're going to gain all those followers. The other half, they'll probably still follow anyways and just try again. It is a scam. There's fake slips posted everywhere. All of this stuff. I have a lock. I guarantee. Look at this guy. He's guaranteeing this is cash. Guarantee. This is, dude, if someone is guaranteeing you anything, auto block. I want you guys blocking these fools. I can't say it enough. Anyone guaranteeing you anything is a snake oil salesman trying to steal from you and your family, and they don't respect coin. Period. Anyone guaranteeing you a gamble doesn't respect coin. Okay? This crap. I found it. The best for. There's so many accounts, dude. I found it. Use the best model. They don't have models, dude. They literally just run a question by ChatGPT, which is nonsense. This is what they're doing. Everyone claims to be a millionaire. This guy won $6,000. No, it's always fake nonsense, guys. There's a couple of them that are good, but I promise you guys, I will never sell out on this. But you know how tempted I am to sell out on this stuff with this when I see this type of stuff? These people posting fake screenshots. Like, look at this. This is fake. He literally stole my logo, okay, my color scheme and everything else in Hero Picks, and he's literally faking it. This is not what a winning slip looks like. It doesn't say 3 picks, 17,500, 5,000. This is fake. They're using inspect element to freaking manipulate your mind, and I can't sit there and watch it. This is what a winning slip looks like from PrizePicks. Okay, it'll say 2-pick power play win, $5 paid 15, and now it'll show you the pulse beta and everything else. This is a winning slip legitimate. The other version looks like this. The font is lighter. It says $5 paid 15, and it can't be duplicated. Even with inspect element, it's hard. Do you see the difference? It says $5,000 power. It's nonsense. It's complete fake. This is fake. If you can't look at the difference, look again. This is real. $5 paid 15. The font is lower. It'll say $5 paid 15 and the win is there, the time and date. This is nonsense. It doesn't say pay. It's total nonsense. It's not, he's not even trying to make it look real, and people are buying into it, guys. And he has 7,000 followers. You guys need to understand this stuff. I can't take it anymore. I'm telling you guys to wise up, man. It's all nonsense. If it looks too good to be true, it is. Nobody's winning. You think this random kid is winning betting $5,000 on slips and winning $45,000? Do you really think that? I could manipulate screenshots all day long. I'm better with a computer than most, especially when it comes to coding. I could code an algorithm that pops out these screenshots like water and post it and flood it all over Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, and be the biggest sellout and heel turn you've ever seen in your entire life. But I would never do that because my parents raised me right, number one, and number two, I'm not a scammer. All I want to do is help my community, grow my community, but certain things, I have to use the little platform that I do have to call out this nonsense. He's one of many. There's hundreds of thousands of accounts that are like that, just scamming, fleecing, and stealing, and it needs to stop. You guys have to be vigilant and on point. The rule is this: no face, no sale. If they don't have a YouTube video willing to go on there and put their face on their brand or anything else, and you can't verify them, no sale. Please be smart, guys. I'm asking for your X follow and your Instagram follow. The reason I'm asking and showing you guys this is because I want to grow the correct way. But as someone that does this, imagine from my perspective when I see that and these accounts get traction and everything, it breaks my heart, man. It's so deflating. The only thing I can compare it to is imagine going to your job, showing up on time every day, grinding it out, keeping your nose clean, and then someone that never shows up, always late, they get a promotion and you don't. You get to sit there and you get stuck on graveyard while they get the best shifts and everything else, and you're literally just sitting there like, what is going on here, dude? That is how it feels. I love what I do. I love helping people. That's my calling for this specific niche. Okay? And I want to continue to do it as long as I can. But if I don't call these things out, it'll make me hate the industry. So please help me help you guys be on point. Let's build a lineup. But I do want to plug my own paid service, which I think is completely fair. I've been doing it for 3 years like this. I have people that have been with me since day one still, guys. And I honestly sleep fine knowing that I give value for what I do. I am offering you a community. I've introduced people that have been friends for 3 years now. I do live streams 5 or 6 days a week. You're going to get my slips, my projection models that I work hard on. I do all this stuff for you guys, and you're going to get access to Crushed Courts. MLB's over. You had Crushed Bats. You're going to get the NBA version. It is $25 a month, which is, I feel, completely fair. You can get 30 days free with ParlayPlay, Chalkboard, Sleeper, Onyx, any of those. I have 3-month discounts, but the discount that I'm giving you guys today is NBA 25. It's a 40% discount. So if you're on the fence, you can start for $15 a month and you can join an honest community. I keep it real. I keep it a buck. If people are problems, I remove them. I don't lie to you. I don't tell you you're guaranteed this. I'm not going to tell you that you're guaranteed that. I'm not going to tell you that it's easy. I'm not going to tell you that you just do this and you're going to get that. No, you're still going to have to put in the work. It's that simple. But I will do everything in my power to help you win. At worst, a better time than sweating it on your alone. And at best, you'll win slips. Okay, period. But you will learn along the way. $15, NBA 25, new users, get in the mix. If you're a lapsed user, you already know that what you're getting. So the discount is for new users. I do appreciate it. Lock in, live stream today at 5:45 Central Time. We're going to build these lineups. We're going to build one right now. Now, I wish I could come on here and just be like, yo, we're going to make this lineup. This won't be my main lineup. This is my YouTube lineup that I'm going to build. It won't be my main lineup. It won't be because I need more time. And I'm giving this video away for free. All I ask is you do is like this video. I hope that you learned something on this video today. I honestly hope that you did. So we talked about Dyson Daniels. So then it becomes, okay, do we take his assists at 4.5? Do we take it at 5.5? Look, it's juiced under. They're actually juicing this under. I think that's good. 4.5 is fine. Do you take 1.5 steals? What are they paying at 1.5 steals? Pretty much nothing. 1.22. Not enough. 2.5 steals. Maybe. What about blocks and steals? What about his fantasy score? Can we just take his fantasy score? Yeah, I think we could. For this lineup, I think his fantasy score is fine. And then you could take it, run it back. But now Sabonis is questionable. So all that talk about Sabonis for not, this is why it's impossible for me to just have these videos. Imagine if I did the video the night before and I talked about Sabonis and Evan Mobley. And then it's just all chalk. But anyways, we'll move on. Mr. Jaquez. And by the way, Anthony Davis is now ruled out. I liked Cooper Flagg's RA before that. Now I love it. I posted that in the Discord earlier. Now I'm telling you guys, I think this 1v1 for fantasy score is fine. And look, you get 3.17x. I do believe Dyson Daniels 4.5 assists is his best optimal line. But if you want the assist and the steals, the fantasy score seems legit. They actually have Luka Doncic's PRA as a boost, but I don't care. I want that as 2.5 3-pointers made. This pays 2.2x actually. That's solid. 2.2x for Jamie and Luka. And if we went with Dyson, now we're up to 3x for 3 players. Fine. And then I liked this before, and now I really think it's hitting. Cooper Flagg. Now it's probably going to get bumped even more, but 9.5 RA was the original line that I gave out. It's probably going to get bumped even more. If we look at Flagg's RA right now and we take games without Anthony Davis, which there isn't a lot, but look at October 29th. He had 14, 10, and 4. Now let's leave Anthony Davis alone because there's way more of a sample size. 13, 13. If we look at the matchup, you can see it's not that great. Until you go to the micro matchup, assist allowed 26, rebounds allowed 19. Phoenix is going to play tough. A lot of players haven't been getting this, but it is something we're talking about, okay? This is 10.5. I liked it at 9.5. That is where you'd want to put it, 9.5. But for this specific lineup, look, this pays 5x right here. Not bad. I'm going to go with, let's see if they have Joker. Yes, you could see, look, you can take Joker less 27.5 here and less 29.5, 1.3. Now, I will say this about this. Joker can easily drop 30 points tonight, chat. I'm telling you right now, just as sure as water is wet, this is going to be a sweat, and it's going to be a sweat like you aren't ready to handle if you don't like taking unders. But I still think it's a good play, and I have a run back for it posted in that Discord. But I won't tell you guys to take it for the specific YouTube slip. I think I'm just going to go with Con. We took him last time he cashed. I do like Joker under 27.5 points. I really do. And then with Con, I like his PRA. I like his points, his straight points. And I also think Bridges is a good pivot. You can take him at 28.5 PRA here, and you can get it at 5.9. So it'd either be the points or the PRA. But like I said, the pivot for Con is Bridges, and you would take him at 22.5 points. And the pivot for Jamie would be Ware and his rebounds at 10.5. Okay, that's simple. You could put them all in the lineup. Maybe they all go up, but I think having too much exposure in that Heat game with the spread being that bad is a recipe for disaster. But this all could hit. I just don't like the construction. 2 Hornets, 2 Heat. Like if those games get ugly, it's going to be bad. 2 Heat, 2 Hornet. I mean, it's a good line. Individually, they're all good, like by themselves. How many is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I prefer you take them straight or you take the pivot and decide from there. Man, I want to take, I like Con here. I really do. But I honestly think Bridges. The thing is Con will play in a blowout. So we'll take Con at, let's just take Con at 28.5 PRA. He'll play in a blowout. Bridges won't. And then we get rid of Ware because we're going to take him and Bridges. So we'll take Ware and Bridges in a 1v, in a 2-man in a different lineup. This pays 5.75x, 75. We're in there. Luka, 2.5 3-pointers made. Daniels, 4.5 assists. Jaquez, 33 fantasy. And Con, 28.5 PRA. You can take any of the other options. You can also take their first half. Jamie's first half and Con's first half are wagons, dude. You can absolutely go there. Same thing with Luka. Use code CRUSH on ParlayPlay. You'll get a discount. You'll get 30 days of the cord. And speaking of, don't forget NBA 25, 40% off for new users. I know this is a long video. I haven't even edited it yet. It's going to be long, guys. I apologize, but I had a bunch to get off my chest. Please be smart. Only give your coin to coin respecters. Period. In all things of life. I do appreciate you guys tuning in. Here's the salute. Good luck in all your contests. And as always, my brothers and sisters in Christ, let's crush.